The quiet luxury standard, the row. This is where "buy it for life" stops sounding like a slogan and starts feeling like a design principle. The row operates in near silence. No loud branding, no seasonal theatrics, no chasing relevance. And that restraint is exactly what makes it powerful. What sets the row apart is not just how the clothes look, but how they are engineered to exist over time. The fabrics are dense yet fluid, chosen not just for softness, but for how they hold structure after repeated wear. The stitching is subtle, often hidden, because the goal is not decoration but integrity. Every seam is placed with purpose, reducing stress points that usually lead to early wear. There is also a psychological durability here. Trends age quickly because they are designed to be noticed. The row avoids that entirely. Its silhouettes are calm, balanced, and intentionally neutral, which allows them to move across years without feeling tied to any one moment. What makes this brand interesting is how it changes your relationship with clothing. You stop thinking in seasons and start thinking in permanence. Pieces are not bought for occasions, they are absorbed into your identity. Over time, the distinction between new and old disappears because everything continues to feel relevant. There is also a quiet confidence in how these pieces perform over time. They do not demand attention on day one, but they slowly become the most relied upon items in your wardrobe. The value reveals itself gradually through consistency, comfort, and the absence of disappointment. That slow reveal is what makes the row feel less like a purchase and more like a long-term decision. The craftsmanship icon, Hermès. At this level, longevity is not accidental. It is constructed, measured, and refined. Hermès does not simply make products. It builds them through a process that prioritizes precision above everything else. Each piece carries the weight of human skill. Leather is cut to minimize natural weaknesses. Stitching is done by hand in a way that allows tension to distribute evenly across the material. Edges are sealed, not just for appearance, but to prevent fraying years down the line. These are small decisions, but together they create something that resists time. What makes Hermès different is how its products age. Most items deteriorate gradually, losing shape, losing strength, losing identity. Hermès pieces tend to do the opposite. The leather softens, the finish deepens, and the character becomes more defined. It does not feel worn out, it feels worn in. Another layer to this is rarity of skill. The techniques used are not easily replicated or rushed. That limitation naturally controls production and preserves quality. You are not just buying a product, you are accessing a level of craftsmanship that fewer and fewer brands are able to maintain. There is also a sense of discipline in how time is treated. Production is not accelerated to meet demand, which means quality is never sacrificed for speed. This patience allows every detail to be executed correctly without compromise. In a world driven by efficiency, that refusal to rush becomes a defining advantage, and it shows in how these pieces continue to perform years after they are made. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We all thank you for your continued support. The Heritage House. Burberry. Trust in fashion is rare, but when it exists, it is usually backed by history. Burberry did not earn its reputation through marketing. It earned it through function. The trench coat is not just an iconic piece, it is a solution. Originally designed to handle harsh weather, it combines water resistance, structure, and mobility in a way that still holds up today. The fabric is tightly woven. The construction supports movement without strain, and the design protects without feeling heavy. What makes Burberry compelling is how little it needs to change. In an industry that constantly reinvents itself, this brand refines instead of resets. Small adjustments are made over time, but the core identity remains untouched. That consistency builds a kind of quiet authority. There is also a sense of cultural permanence. The trench coat has moved through different eras, different styles, different generations, and still holds its place. It adapts without losing its essence, which is a rare balance in fashion. Another reason it endures is because it was never designed for a single moment. It was built for utility first, which gives it a kind of built-in relevance. When a piece begins with purpose, it does not rely on trends to survive. That foundation allows it to transition easily from functional wear to a symbol of style, without ever losing credibility. The fabric purist, Eileen Fisher. If longevity has a starting point, it is fabric. Eileen Fisher understands that durability cannot be added later. It has to be built from the very first thread. The brand focuses on natural materials that behave predictably over time. Organic cotton that softens without thinning, wool that retains warmth without losing structure, linen that creases but never collapses. These are fabrics chosen not for perfection, but for resilience. There is also a deliberate simplicity in design. The silhouettes are relaxed, which reduces tension on seams and fabric. When clothing is not constantly pulled or stretched into extreme shapes, it naturally lasts longer. This is a quiet but important detail that many brands overlook. What makes this approach stand out is its patience. The brand does not rush production cycles or overcomplicate collections. It allows materials to lead the design rather than forcing design onto materials. That respect for fabric creates a more honest product, one that behaves exactly as expected over time. There is also a sense of consistency that builds trust. Pieces feel familiar in the best way, reliable, easy to wear, and stable in how they age. You begin to understand how the fabric will move, how it will soften, and how it will hold up after repeated use. That predictability removes uncertainty and makes each piece feel dependable in a way that goes beyond aesthetics. The minimalist master, Jill Sander. Minimalism, when done properly, is not about doing less. It is about removing everything that does not need to exist. Jill Sander applies this idea with precision, and the result is clothing that naturally resists time. Without excessive details, there are fewer elements that can break, fade, or go out of style. No heavy embellishments, no unnecessary layering, no decorative distractions. What remains is structure, proportion, and material, the three things that define longevity. The tailoring plays a major role here. Each piece is cut to sit correctly on the body without forcing the fabric into unnatural positions. That reduces stress on seams and maintains the integrity of the garment over repeated wear. What makes this brand interesting is its discipline. It resists the urge to add, to decorate, to follow noise. That restraint creates a kind of visual clarity that rarely feels outdated. You are not distracted by details, you are focused on form, and form tends to last longer than trends. There is also a quiet confidence in how these pieces present themselves. They do not rely on statement elements to stand out, yet they command attention through balance and precision. Over time, this clarity becomes more valuable because it allows each piece to adapt to different contexts without losing its identity. It is clothing that works with you, not just for a moment, but across changing tastes and phases. The everyday investment, Everlane. Longevity is often associated with luxury, but real life happens in everyday clothing. Everlane focuses on that reality, building pieces that are meant to be worn often and still hold up. The strength of Everlane lies in its consistency. Denim that maintains its structure after repeated washes. Basics that do not lose shape after regular use. Outerwear that feels solid without being overly heavy. These are not occasional pieces, they are part of daily rotation. The brand also avoids overcomplication. Simple designs mean fewer failure points. Strong stitching, durable fabrics, and practical silhouettes create clothing that can handle routine wear without constant replacement. What makes Everlane notable is its transparency mindset. By revealing how products are made and priced, it creates a different kind of trust. You understand what you are paying for, and that clarity makes the experience feel more grounded and reliable. There is also a sense of practicality in how these pieces are designed. They are made to integrate easily into your routine without requiring special care or attention. You can wear them frequently, wash them regularly, and still expect them to hold their shape and structure. That ease of use is what quietly defines their value, not just how they look on day one, but how they perform over time. The ethical trust, Patagonia. Durability becomes more meaningful when it is supported by philosophy. Patagonia builds products with the expectation that they will be used, tested, and repaired rather than replaced. The materials are chosen for performance first. Fabrics are designed to handle extreme conditions, which naturally translates into long-term durability in everyday settings. A jacket built for harsh environments does not struggle with daily use. What makes Patagonia stand out is its commitment to extending the life of its products. The brand actively promotes repair, offering services and encouraging customers to fix rather than discard. This changes the entire relationship with clothing. It becomes something you maintain, not something you cycle through. There is also a strong sense of purpose behind the brand. Decisions are not made purely for profit, but with environmental impact in mind. That intention shapes how products are designed, produced, and supported over time. Another layer to this is the culture it creates around ownership. When a brand encourages repair and responsibility, it subtly shifts how you value what you own. Pieces are no longer temporary. They carry a sense of continuity, of being part of a longer life cycle rather than a short trend cycle. That mindset makes each item feel more considered, more personal, and ultimately more worth keeping. The Forever Wardrobe, Max Mara. At the highest level, longevity is not just about individual pieces, it is about creating a system that works over time. Max Mara approaches fashion with that long view. The coats are the foundation. Made from high-quality wool, they are structured to hold their shape while remaining comfortable over time. The construction supports repeated wear without losing form, which is essential for something meant to last years. But the real strength of Max Mara is its restraint. The designs do not shift dramatically with trends. Colors remain neutral, silhouettes stay balanced, and details are kept minimal. This creates a wardrobe that evolves slowly rather than resetting every season. What makes this brand stand out is its coherence. Everything feels like it belongs together, even across different collections and years. That consistency allows you to build a wardrobe piece by piece without ever feeling like you need to start over. There is also a sense of continuity in how these pieces live with you. A coat purchased today does not feel separate from one bought years later. They align naturally, creating a wardrobe that feels intentional rather than accumulated. Over time, this approach reduces the need for constant change and replaces it with quiet refinement, where each addition strengthens what is already there. In the end, longevity in fashion comes down to intention. The right pieces are not loud or temporary, they are consistent, reliable, and quietly improve over time. When you start choosing like that, your wardrobe stops feeling disposable and starts feeling complete. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and drop us a note in the comments letting us know what you want to see us do next.